Michelin is a tire manufacturer based in Clermont-Ferrand in the Auvergne copyright Guinea, France. It is one of the two largest tire manufacturers in the world along with Bridgestone. In addition to the Michelin brand, it also owns the BFGoodrich, Kleber, Tigar, Riken, Kormoran and Uniroyal tire brands. Michelin is also notable for its red and green travel guides, its roadmaps, the Michelin stars that the Red Guide awards to restaurants for their cooking, and for its company mascot Bibendum, colloquially known as the Michelin Man. Among Michelin's numerous inventions, there is the removable tire, the pneurail and the radial tire technology now used in modern green tires that reduce fuel consumption. Tires and wheels. Michelin manufactures tires for space shuttles, aircraft, automobiles, heavy equipment, motorcycles, and bicycles. History. Two brothers, ๊mɪʃəlɪn and André copyright Michelin, ran a rubber factory in Clermont-Ferrand, France. One day, a cyclist whose pneumatic tire needed repair turned up at the factory. The tire was glued to the rim, and it took over 3 hours to remove and repair the tire, which then needed to be left overnight to dry. The next day, ๊mɪʃəlɪn Michelin took the repaired bicycle into the factory yard to test. After only a few hundred meters, the tire failed. Despite the setback, ๊mɪʃəlɪn was enthusiastic about the pneumatic tire, and he and his brother worked on creating their own version, one that did not need to be glued to the rim. Michelin was incorporated on May 28, 1889. In 1891, it took out its first patent for a removable pneumatic tire which was used by Charles Tarrant to win the world's first long-distance cycle race, the 1891 Paris-Euro-Paris. Michelin has made a number of innovations to tires, including in 1946 the radial tire. It was developed with the front-wheel drive Citroën traction Avant and Citroën 2CV in mind. Michelin had bought the then-bankrupt Citroën in the 1930s. As of August 2008, this tire is still available for the 2CV. In 1934, Michelin introduced a tire, which if punctured, would run on a special foam lining, now known as a run-flat tire. In the 1920s and 1930s, Michelin operated large rubber plantations in Vietnam. Conditions at these plantations led to the famous labor movement Phu Rien Du. In 1988, Michelin acquired the tire and rubber manufacturing divisions of the American BFGoodrich company founded in 1870. This included the Norwood, North Carolina manufacturing plant which supplied tires to the U.S. Space Shuttle program. 2 years later, it bought Uniroyal, Incorporated, founded in 1892 as the United States Rubber Company. Uniroyal Australia had already been bought by Bridgestone in 1980. Michelin also controls 90% of Taurus tire in Hungary, as well as Kormoran, a Polish brand. As of September 1, 2008, Michelin is again the world's largest tire manufacturer after spending 2 years as number 2 behind Bridgestone. Michelin produces tires in France, Spain, Germany, the USA, the UK, Canada, Brazil, Thailand, Japan, Italy and several other countries. On January 15, 2010, Michelin announced the closing of its Ota, Japan plant, which employs 380 workers and makes the Michelin X-Ice tire. Production of the X-Ice will be moved to Europe, North America, and elsewhere in Asia. Motorsports. MotoGP. Michelin participated in MotoGP from 1972 to 2008. They introduced radial construction to MotoGP in 1984, and multi-compound tires in 1994. They achieved 360 victories in 36 years, and from 1993 to 2006, the World Championship had gone to a rider on Michelin's. In 2007, Casey Stoner on Bridgestone tires won the World Championship in dominating fashion, and Valentino Rossi and other top riders complained that Michelin's were inferior. Rossi wanted Bridgestones for the 2008 season, but Bridgestone was reluctant to provide them. Dorna threatened to impose a control tire on the series, after which Bridgestone relented. In 2008, Michelin's tires continued to be perceived as being inferior to Bridgestone's, and Michelin committed errors of judgment in allocating adequate tires for some of the race weekends. Dani Pedros's team switched to Bridgestones in the midst of the season, a highly unusual move that caused friction between Honda Racing Corporation and their sponsor Repsol YPF. Other riders also expressed concerns, and it seemed that Michelin might not have any factory riders for the 2009 season, leading to rumors that Michelin would withdraw from the series altogether. Dorna and the FIM announced that a control tyre would be imposed on MotoGP for the 2009 season, and Michelin did not enter a bid, effectively ending its participation in the series at the end of 2008. Michelin have confirmed their return to MotoGP as of the 2016 season as official tyre supplier after Bridgestone's withdrawal from the series at the end of the 2015 season. Formula 1. Michelin first competed in the 1977 Formula 1 season, when Renault started development of their turbocharged F1 car. Michelin introduced radial tyre technology to Formula 1 and won the Formula 1 Drivers' Championship with Brabham, before withdrawing in 1984. The company returned to Formula 1 in 2001, supplying the Williams, Jaguar, Benetton, Prost and Minardi teams. Toyota joined F1 in 2002 with Michelin tyres, and McLaren also signed up with the company. Michelin tyres were initially uncompetitive, but by the 2005 season were totally dominant. This was partly because the new regulations stated that tyres must last the whole race distance, and partly because only one top team was running Bridgestones, and so had to do much of the development work. Michelin in contrast had much more testing and race data provided by the larger number of teams running their tyres. Following the debacle of the 2005 United States Grand Prix where, because of safety concerns, Michelin would not allow the teams it supplies to race, Michelin's share price fell by 2.5%. On June 28, Michelin announced that it would offer compensation to all race fans who had bought tickets for the Grand Prix. The company committed to refunding the price of all tickets for the race. Additionally, it announced that it would provide 20,000 complimentary tickets for the 2006 race to spectators who had attended the 2005 event. Michelin has had a difficult relationship with the sports governing body since around 2003, and this escalated to apparent disdain between the two parties during the 2005 season. The most high-profile disagreement was at the United States Grand Prix and the acrimony afterwards. Michelin criticized the FIA's intention to move to a single-source tyre from 2008, and threatened to withdraw from the sport. In a public rebuke, FIA President Max Mosley wrote, "There are simple arguments for a single tyre, and if Michelin boss Édouard Michelin is not aware of this, he shows an almost comical lack of knowledge of modern Formula 1. Another bone of contention has been the reintroduction of tyre changes during pit stops from 2006. Michelin criticized the move, claiming this event illustrates F1's problems of incoherent decision-making and lack of transparency. In December 2005, and as a result of the difficult relationship with the sport's governing body, Michelin announced that it would not extend its involvement in Formula 1 beyond the 2006 season. Bridgestone was then the sole supplier of tyres to Formula 1 until the end of the 2010 season, with Pirelli providing tyres for 2011. The last race won on Michelin tyres in Formula 1 was the 2006 Japanese Grand Prix, Fernando Alonso benefiting after the Ferrari engine of Michael Schumacher failed during the race. This gave Michelin a second consecutive Constructors' Championship win, with the 2005 and 2006, after Bridgestone's 7-year winning streak, and brought to a total of 4 the number of wins for Michelin since this event's inception back in the 1958 Formula 1 season. Michelin's other wins were in the 1979 and 1984 seasons. Endurance racing: Michelin is involved in endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the American Le Mans Series. In 2009, Michelin supplied tyres for 41 of the 55 cars entered in Le Mans. Recent developments: pack system, Twill X1, Agri, active wheel. Active wheel from Michelin includes in-wheel electric motors and a motorized suspension to free up space in the front or rear of the vehicle. This model also eliminates the need for other notorious space hogs like transmissions and exhaust systems. The wheels already have a vehicle ready to receive them, the Heliesball from Opel, and are also expected to come standard on the Venturi Volage sometime in 2012. Other products. Tire retailer, tire retail in Europe with Euromaster and in the US with its wholly owned subsidiary TCI Tire Centers. Tour guides. Michelin has long published two guidebook series, the Red Guides to Hotels and Restaurants, and the Green Guides for Tourism. It now publishes several additional guides, as well as digital map and guide products. The city maps in both the red and the green guides are of high quality, and are linked to the smaller scale road maps. Maps. Michelin publishes a variety of road maps, mostly of France but also of other European countries, Africa, Thailand and the United States. They have recently embarked in e-commerce selling Michelin maps and guides directly to the public through, for example, their UK website. The Michelin road maps were reproduced in England for the Allied invasion during World War II. The Germans also reproduced in 1940 the 1938 edition Michelin maps for the invasion. Online mapping. Via Michelin is a wholly owned subsidiary of Michelin Group, and was started in 2001, to represent Michelin's digital mapping services. As of August 2008, Via Michelin generates 400 million maps and routes per month on its main website. Via Michelin provides mapping and travel solutions for internet, mobile and satellite navigation products with street-level coverage of Europe, USA, Australia, and parts of Asia and South America. Michelin Challenge by Bibendum. The Michelin Challenge by Bibendum is an annual major sustainable mobility event. Michelin Truck and Bus. In 1952, 6 years after Michelin patented its radial casing, Michelin adapted the radial technology to truck tires. Management. From 1999, the company was headed by CEO ๊mɪʃəlɪn Michelin. On May 26, 2006, ๊mɪʃəlɪn drowned while fishing near the island of Seine, off the coast of Brittany. His death brought Michel Rollier, a second cousin of ๊mɪʃəlɪn Michelin, to the head of the company. Rollier was replaced in May 2012 by Jean-Dominique Senard. See also: Marius Roussillon. References. External links: Official website, Michelin Guide website, Michelin Digital Mapping Services, Michelin Australia website, Michelin Singapore website, Michelin Thailand website, Michelin Vietnam website, Michelin Philippines website, Michelin Malaysia website, Michelin Indonesia website. Yahoo! A Euro Compagnie Générale copyright Na copyright Rail des Établissements Michelin Company profile.